Think about everything you learned in school. You can probably name the causes of World War I. You suffered through the quadratic formula. And somewhere along the way, a teacher told you that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, a fact that has served you beautifully in exactly zero real-world situations. But here's what they never taught you: how to manage a paycheck, how to get out of debt, how to make your money actually grow. That silence wasn't an accident, but it's one we're going to fix right now. Here's a number that should stop you cold. The average American correctly answers only 48% of basic financial literacy questions. Flip a coin, you do almost as well. And because nobody ever taught us this stuff, we're out here making massive money decisions, taking on student loans, buying cars, choosing whether to invest, with almost no idea what we're doing. Today, I'm giving you the complete financial education that schools should have provided. Real situations, real constraints, real strategies. Let's get into it. Before you can go anywhere, you need to know where you are. Most people have a vague, anxious sense of their finances. They know things could be better, but they've never actually looked at the real numbers. That changes today. Your financial picture comes down to three numbers. Net worth is the most honest reflection of your financial life. Add up everything you own: savings, checking, retirement funds, your car, your home. Then subtract everything you owe: credit cards, student loans, car loans. What's left is your net worth. It might be negative right now. That's okay. Most people under 35 have a net worth under $39,000. You're not behind. You just have a starting point. Monthly cash flow is income minus expenses, calculated honestly. Track every dollar that leaves your hands for one full month. Rent, groceries, streaming subscriptions, the random online purchases you'd forgotten about by the time the package arrived. Subtract from income. If it's positive, you have something to work with. If it's zero or negative, you found the leak you need to fix. Here's why this matters. Even $200 of monthly surplus, invested at 8% annually, becomes over $300,000 in 30 years. The math is on your side, but only if you know what the math actually is. Financial runway is how long you could survive if your income stopped tomorrow. Divide your liquid savings by your monthly expenses. If you have $6,000 saved and spend $2,000 a month, your runway is 3 months. The Federal Reserve found that 37% of American adults couldn't cover a $400 emergency without borrowing. If you're in that group, this number tells you exactly how urgent it is to build a cushion. These three numbers, net worth, cash flow, and runway, give you a complete snapshot of your financial reality. You can't build the right strategy without the honest picture. Most people set financial goals wrong. They pick round numbers. I want to save $10,000, without connecting those numbers to the life they actually want. The goals feel arbitrary, lose urgency after a few weeks, and quietly get abandoned. Here's a better approach. Start with your life, not a dollar amount. What do you actually want? Security, the feeling that one bad month won't unravel everything? Freedom, the ability to take a job you love even if it pays less? Figure out what that life looks like, then reverse engineer the financial requirements. The second piece is specificity with a timeline. I want to save more is a wish. I want to save $12,000 for a down payment within 18 months, which means saving $667 per month starting now. That's a goal. The second version tells you exactly what to do tomorrow morning. One more thing, your goals need to match your actual math. If your monthly surplus is $150, don't set a goal to save $20,000 in a year. That's not ambition, it's a setup for failure. Set a goal you can hit, build momentum, then raise the bar. Slow, consistent progress beats ambitious failure every single time. Budgets have a terrible reputation because most people treat them as restriction documents, a list of everything you can't do. That framing is why they fail. A budget is a spending plan. It's you deciding in advance how your money works for you, instead of wondering afterward where it all went. The 50-30-20 rule is the simplest approach. 50% of your after-tax income goes to needs: housing, utilities, groceries, transportation. 30% goes to wants: dining out, entertainment, hobbies. 20% goes to savings and extra debt repayment. If those percentages don't match your reality, That's useful information. It shows you where the imbalance is. Zero-based budgeting is more hands-on. You assign every single dollar a job before the month starts. Income minus allocations equals zero, not because you've spent everything, but because every dollar has been directed somewhere intentional. No matter which method you choose, one thing most budgets miss is irregular expenses. Car insurance comes due twice a year. The holidays happen every December. Your car will eventually need new tires. Estimate your annual irregular costs, divide by 12, and set that amount aside monthly. When the expense arrives, the money is already there. And please, build fun into your budget. A budget with no entertainment, no dining out, no breathing room will last about 3 weeks. The goal isn't to live like a monk. The goal is to be intentional so you can make progress while still enjoying your life. If there's one concept that could change your financial life the fastest, it's this. An emergency fund is money set aside for genuine emergencies, job loss, medical bills, car breakdown. Not sales, not impulse purchases, not a weekend trip. Conventional wisdom says save 3 to 6 months of expenses. I know that sounds impossible when you're living close to the edge. So let's reframe it. Start with $1,000. That single number would have handled the majority of emergencies that drive people into credit card debt. One $1,000 cushion breaks the cycle where every unexpected expense becomes a debt spiral. Start there. Then work toward 1 month of expenses, then 2, then 3. Keep this money somewhere accessible but not too accessible. A high-yield savings account at an online bank is ideal. It earns meaningfully more interest than a traditional savings account, but it's separate from your checking account so you won't accidentally spend it. Don't invest your emergency fund in the stock market. You need it available when life hits, not when the market happens to be up. There's debt that can build wealth. Mortgages, student loans when the degree meaningfully increases your income. And there's debt that actively destroys your financial future. Credit cards, personal loans, buy now, pay later schemes where you're paying interest on things that provide zero financial return. Here's what high-interest debt actually costs you. Say you have $5,000 on a credit card at 22% interest. Making only minimum payments, you'll end up paying roughly 3 times the original balance over 2 decades. Meanwhile, that same $5,000 invested at 8% annually grows to about $50,000 over 30 years. The true cost of debt isn't just the interest, it's the wealth you're failing to build. 2 strategies work for paying off debt. The debt snowball targets your smallest balance first, regardless of interest rate. When it hits zero, roll that payment to the next smallest. The psychological momentum from quick wins keeps people going. The debt avalanche targets the highest interest rate first, saving more money mathematically. Both work. Choose the one you can actually stick with. Whatever debt you have, also address the behavior that created it. If emotional spending or lack of tracking built the debt, those same patterns will refill the hole after you've dug out. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Not investing is risky. Inflation runs at roughly 3% per year, which means money sitting in a savings account is actually losing purchasing power every year. The cautious choice and the smart choice are not the same. The most powerful force in investing is compound growth, when your returns earn returns of their own. Here's what it looks like in practice. Investing $100 per month, starting at age 25 at 8% annually, gives you over $700,000 by 65. Wait until 35 and you'll have about $300,000, investing almost the same total dollars, but arriving at a dramatically different destination. Time is your most powerful asset, more powerful than the amount you can contribute. For most people, the answer to where to invest is wonderfully boring. Low-cost index funds that track the total stock market. These funds own small pieces of hundreds or thousands of companies, spreading your risk across the entire economy. The S&P 500 has averaged around 10% annual returns over several decades, through depressions, wars, recessions, and crashes. It goes up and down, but patient investors have consistently been rewarded. Start with your employer's retirement plan if they offer matching contributions. Employer matching is literally free money. If your employer matches 50 cents for every dollar you contribute up to 6% of your salary, that's an immediate 50% return before any investment growth happens. Not taking the match is declining a raise. After the employer match, consider a Roth IRA. Contributions are made with after-tax dollars, but all growth and withdrawals in retirement are completely tax-free. For most people in lower tax brackets now than they'll be later, the Roth is an exceptional deal. The market will crash multiple times during your investing life. Your account will drop dramatically. When that happens, the right move is to keep investing. Market crashes are sales on your future wealth. When the market recovers, and historically it always has, those extra shares become extremely valuable. Knowing what to do and actually doing it are separated by one thing: systems that run on their own, not on willpower. The most important financial move you can make this week is setting up automation. Automate your retirement contributions through payroll deductions. Automate a transfer from checking to your emergency fund on payday. Automate extra debt payments. When money moves automatically toward your goals before you have a chance to spend it, the default behavior becomes wealth building. Review your progress quarterly, your net worth, debt balances, savings totals. Not to obsess over short-term fluctuations, but to confirm you're moving in the right direction. Progress tracking serves both accountability and motivation. When you can see your net worth growing and your debt shrinking, it becomes easier to stick with the plan when things get hard. Build flexibility into your system. Life will not follow your budget. Unexpected expenses will arrive. The goal isn't a perfect plan, it's a resilient one that can absorb disruptions and keep moving. That means buffer room in your budget, an emergency fund that actually functions, and the understanding that a setback isn't a failure. It's a temporary detour. The gap that kept you confused about money is now closed. You understand your starting point. You know how to set real goals. You have budgeting approaches that work for real people. You understand saving, debt, investing, and retirement. Not in theory, but in practical terms you can act on today. The only gap remaining is between knowing and doing. That gap doesn't close with more information. It closes with one action: picking one thing from today and doing it before tomorrow. Calculate your net worth. Set up that automatic $25 transfer to savings. Open a Roth IRA. Make one extra payment on your highest interest debt. Start small. Start now. Your future financial life is built one decision at a time, and the best time to start making better decisions was 10 years ago. The second best time is today. If this helped you see your financial situation more clearly, hit like and subscribe. We cover real, practical financial education every week. And drop a comment. What's the one step you're taking this week?